Hey everyone, in today's video I'm going to give you a map tour of Lower Brunswick County. Hi, my name is Brian Schrader. I'm with the Coastline NC real estate team at BlueCoast Realty Corporation down here in southeastern North Carolina. I've been doing real estate down here for the past 20 plus years, and I get a lot of clients that don't know the area that well. So if you're new and you're researching this area of where you might want to move to, retire to, you might want to watch this entire video. Again, this is going to be Lower Brunswick County. Some people have been here before, some people have vacationed here, one of our great beaches, but a lot of people are new to the area. So I'm going to go over some of the special features of Lower Brunswick County, the beaches, and some of the top communities in this area. So enough of that, let's dive right on into it. Okay, here's a shot of Lower Brunswick County. As you can see here, you got Wilmington up here to the top. You've got these 5 barrier islands that face south, which is very unique. You've got a little town here called Shallotte here in the middle. What we're going to do, we're going to focus in on all this area down here from Shallotte south all the way down to the South Carolina border. So this is the area that we're going to focus in on. There's a lot of great communities in this area, but first we're going to talk about the different features of these barrier islands. So you got 2 really unique beaches here. You've got Sunset Beach down here to the south. It's a little tiny island, doesn't have a whole lot of homes, a whole lot of commercial on it. That one's faces south. It's the last barrier island before you get into South Carolina. And just to the east of Sunset Beach, you have Ocean Isle Beach, which sits right in this region here. And these 2 islands really make this whole area very special because they're very quaint, they're beautiful. And kind of getting down to, if you look at Sunset Beach a little bit closer, you'll see here that we dive into it. The one unique thing about Sunset Beach, there's a lot of dune structure between the actual homes and the actual Atlantic Ocean. Sunset Beach also has some areas where you can buy a house that has their own personal dock on the backside. As you can see here, it has a inlet to one side here, Tubbs Inlet, and at low tide, this is a incredible area to look for shells. You could practically almost walk across to the other end of Ocean Isle Beach that you can see here right in this clip here. But some neat thing about Sunset Beach, if you look all the way down, now these islands face south, so we're going to be talking about east-west here, but if you look down here on the west end, this is a really cool area. One unique thing about Sunset Beach is you can take a nice walk all the way down, basically to the South Carolina border. You get down here, this is the Little River Inlet. This is actually was called Bird Island way back in the day. There used to be an inlet that it was, I think, right around this area here, but over time it's been filled in. But this is a great area if you like nature. One of the neat things about Bird Island and down here on this part of the island is that they have these really cool nature trails where you can see right in here, you could take a trail through the backside of the barrier island to get to the Intracoastal Waterway, which is pretty neat. There's also the Kindred Spirit mailbox, which a lot of people like to go write notes in. But this is a neat little area to come visit, walk down, and as you can see here, and you get down here to the other end, you can see the jetty here. One side of this area is in North Carolina and the other side is in South Carolina, which is pretty neat because you can look across the Little River Inlet here and you can actually see some of South Carolina all the way down on a good clear day. So that is Sunset Beach. Not a whole lot of commercial here on the island. Just to the north, you got Ocean Isle Beach. Cool thing about Ocean Isle, again, it faces south, but you do have some restaurants here. Once you come across the causeway, you've got some really cool restaurants. There's Sharky's, there's the Ocean Isle Beach Fish Center, which is right in here as well. If you like fishing, you might want to look and taking a charter out from these guys. They run charters offshore and also behind the barrier islands. But this is this is Ocean Isle Beach. Again, 2 little small beaches here. But we're going to dive into some of these other areas. You've got Shallotte up here. And once you live on this side of Charlotte, like this whole entire area down here, the hub, for everyday convenience factors, like and also your big box stores like Costco and everything, you're going to be wanting to go, instead to Wilmington North, you're going to want to go to the South Carolina border down here. That's where those stores are. It's a lot closer once you're on this side of Charlotte to go down into South Carolina instead of North Carolina for those big box stores. But getting back to some of the really cool, unique communities down here, once you get off of Sunset Beach, there's another cool community. You have Sea Trail Resort, which is right in here. You got the golf. You've got the beach right next door, which is a really unique. And what I'll do is I'll post some links in the description. If you're really interested in real estate, that'll drive you to pages that have everything for sale. You can check out pricing, comparable sales, and see what these community offers in greater detail. But Sea Trail's a nice community. It's got the golf. It's got the community pool, which is really neat. They do have some nice amenities. Right next door, you have a really cool golf course called the Pearl, which is really unique. And then as we move a little bit farther down, another unique thing about this area is this little town of Calabash. Calabash is pretty cool. A lot of great restaurants down there. You're looking to get some seafood. They do have this riverfront area there. That's where all the shrimp boats come in off the Atlantic, which is really cool because they got some really good food down there in that area. Now, just north of Calabash, there's another area. We're going to look at it here in a second. This area right in here is known as Carolina Shores. There's Carolina Shores North and South. But if you hear those terms, this area has a lot of different terms. You got Calabash, you got Carolina Shores, you got Sunset Beach and Ocean Isle. But all in all, it doesn't take that long for someone to get from Carolina Shores to Sunset Beach or Ocean Isle. They're kind of all one and the same here. Moving along here, there's a couple of really cool communities in this area. You have the Thistle, which sits right in here, another great master plan community with amenities. It's got the golf course. You also have the lakes, Calabash Lakes, right in here. You also have another cool one called the Farm, which sits right in here. And again, these are all master plan communities with, they're all different. Some have more amenities than others. Some have the golf course, some have an outdoor pool, fitness center, and some have both. So again, I'll post links on all these different communities in this area so you guys can get a better description of those. Okay, moving up the street, another neat one right across from Sea Trail is Sandpiper Bay. It's a really neat one. It's got the golf course, it's got amenities, it's got pickleball, fitness center. There is another section, Sandpiper Village, which have condos, which is kind of a separate owned community to itself. But that's Sandpiper Bay. Another unique community that people check out when they come down here is Ocean Ridge Plantation. Now, Ocean Ridge Plantation sits right in this area here. It is home to the Big Cats. It also has another section called Haddington Place right in here, and also another section of Ocean Ridge called Summerhill Glen, which sits right in this area here. But that is Ocean Ridge, again, master plan community. It's home to the Big Cats. You got 4 really cool golf courses. You got Tiger's Eye, you got Lion's Paw, Panthers Run, and Leopard's Chase in those area. Again, nice community, master plan community, mostly custom homes in there. They've got pools, they got fitness, they've got walking trails. It's another neat one in this area. Now, as we go up along the coast, another cool one down the street here is going to be Sunset Ridge. It sits right in here. It's a Bill Clark Homes neighborhood. It sits right in this area. They got some nice homes. They've got 2 pools and some amenities there as well. Right up the street from that, you also have the Sanctuary at Sunset Beach, and that sits right in this area here. Another Bill Clark Homes neighborhood. It's a nice one. It's got a nice amenity, outdoor pool, and some fire pits, and some cool amenities as well. Another community you might want to put on your list here, it's a little bit closer to Ocean Isle. This one is the Retreat at Ocean Isle Beach. It sits right in this area. One neat thing about this community is that you are close to the grocery store, the causeway, the bridge to get over to Ocean Isle, so you're only about a mile from the beach. Some people even have their own golf carts that are street legal that you can ride all the way over to the barrier island, which is pretty cool as well. Okay, if we kind of scale back a little bit here, we've talked about some of these that are close to the ocean. We're going to talk about some that are just a few miles back. In this area here, we're going to look at Brunswick Plantation. A lot of you guys have heard about that. They have multiple golf courses there. It sits right in this section here. This is where Brunswick Plantation. It is gated. They do have the golf course. They have the pickleball. They have the tennis. They have the fitness center. But it's another great community that you might want to put on your list. Right next door is another section, another community called Crow Creek. They have like a custom home section right in here, but they also have another section right on the other side with some condos, townhomes, and they do have nice amenities, pools, tennis courts. They got the golf course as well. You've got Eagles Run, which sits right in here. You also have another community here that's a little bit older. This is Meadowlands. It sits right in this area here. It also has a golf course, amenities, and pool. This section here. There's also Calabash Station, which sits right in this region right in here. And then you also have Spring Mill Plantation, which sits right in here. And then there's also a new one, the Carolina Clubs. It's a new one by Chesapeake Homes. It sits right in here. You can see on Google Earth there's not a whole lot posted right here, but all this land has been cleared out. It's another great new development if you're looking down here in the Calabash area for sure. Now, that's the Calabash area, but if we kind of take 17 north, and we get up here past Ocean Ridge, there's a couple other communities in Shallotte we'll bring up. There's River's Edge, which here on this map, River's Edge is a really unique one. It sits right along the Shallotte River, but it's a master plan community with an 18-hole Honored Palmer golf course, which is really unique. Sits right along the river. They got indoor pool, outdoor pool, tennis courts, pickleball. They have some really nice amenities as well. You also have Rourk Woods, which sits right in here, outside of Shallotte. And just south of Shallotte, you have another gated community called Brick Landing. It sits right in here. And unique thing about it, it's got the golf course. It's got some really cool holes along the Intracoastal Waterway. It's got a boat ramp right next door, which sits right in here, wildlife ramp. So if you're into boating, it's easy access to the Intracoastal Waterway. But that is, in a nutshell, the Lower Brunswick County. I know I've covered a lot of different communities in this area. Again, I'll post links in the description to this video on all these different communities, so if you're interested about real estate and what these communities offer, they'll be in the description of this. I'll drive you to a page. It's got everything for sale. We'll talk about the amenities. It'll have information on HOAs, taxes, all that good stuff. But for any questions that you guys might have about this area or anything in the greater Wilmington, NC area, feel free to give me a call here at the number. Again, it's Brian Schrader with the Coastline NC Real Estate Team. Hopefully this has been beneficial. Again, call me with questions, and we'll see you guys here on the next update video. Take care now.